Okay, so this roundtable will be moderated by Ciara. So I will hand over the mics to Ciara, and she'll take it from here.
Thanks very much, everybody. So, as you have heard today, eLife has been a project that's been running for the past 3 years, and unfortunately, the financing for eLife ends at the end of this academic year, year in December. So what the purpose of this roundtable really was to bring together different stakeholders in virtual exchange to try to think together, how can we make virtual exchange sustainable beyond European projects, beyond Erasmus Plus projects? How can we make everything we've been doing within this initiative sustainable so that we can reach a diverse group of learners in other countries, within our own countries, for longer periods of time? So we're going to start. I'm just going to ask each of the stakeholders, even if you've seen them today, if we have people joining or rewatching the video online afterwards, if you could just in 30 seconds introduce yourself. Who are you in terms of your role, and what's your relationship today with virtual exchange?
Okay, I'm Luuk van Beers. I work at Lekkerlinge Culemborg as a director of the school. And you've got Miriam and Maite and Anna and Sarah. She's not here, but they really invest in using the eLife program to make connections with other schools. And I'm proud of that, and I love it, and I hope it will be continued.
Thanks.
My name is Rick de Graaff. I'm a professor of foreign language teaching at Utrecht University. And I was one of the speakers earlier today, and I've been involved in several of the projects which are related to the eLife project.
I'm Ingid Vogels. I am the Director of Education at het Fioretti College in Veghel. And 2 years ago, I was a colleague of Bart, and he invited me today here.
Does this work? Yeah? My name is Lore García. I come from Antoniano Casteche in Sarauz, in Spain, in the north of Spain. And I've been involved with eLife project since 22-23, the year 22-23. I'm working with Lekkerlingen School, and I wish to continue working with them.
My name is Diego López-Zuazo. I come from the Basque Country as well. I am the director at Oriarte Institutua in the outskirts of San Sebastian. And we're starting with a new direction project, and the idea is to focus a little bit on internationalization. So I was thinking of exchanges, virtual exchanges, and through Lore, I found about this conference and said, I got an invitation. Here I am, ready to learn how to start on this, and excited.
Hello, I'm Anna Peris. I come from Valencia. I'm a secondary education teacher. I'm a member of the eLife project, and as well I'm participating in these exchanges as a teacher. So that's my involvement.
Thanks. So when the microphone is down that end, perhaps I can start by asking the two teacher participants, how did your school support you in the exchange? And what were the challenges where you felt that you could have more support?
For me, it's... Sorry, I think for me it's maybe easier also because I'm part of the management group in my school. So I felt supported by the management from the beginning. It was actually management who decided to participate in the project. Challenges that I found were mostly technical because at the beginning Wi-Fi maybe didn't work, or maybe we had problems with the connection as well. But otherwise, I felt quite free and quite responsible for this project, and it was easy for me to tackle all the challenges at the moment.
So my school was very open. In fact, it was me who brought the project to them, and they accepted like with open arms. Like they were very okay with it. They were very supportive. They've helped with when I say them. So I need the following hours, and I need to ask other colleagues. So they've been helping a lot. And the challenges I would say as well are very related not with the school management and my colleagues, they are more related with the technical stuff and support, and maybe that my complaint wouldn't be about the school per se. It would be like the government in our area, because in our high schools we have like some things that cut certain web pages, and we've kept on telling them that we need those pages open because there are resources that we use for the exchanges, and they say yeah, the problem is fixed, and it hasn't been fixed. So maybe I don't know if it's only in Valencia.
No, firewalls are everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe when these projects are implemented into schools, higher instances should like be faster in opening those accesses and allowing high schools to work in a more natural or free way.
Okay, so we have teachers who are enthused, who want to set up virtual exchanges. The word I'm hearing here is technology. I'm looking at the head teachers, the direction. How do you react to this? How can we better support the enthusiastic teachers who want to do these types of exchanges in your schools? Or how have you supported in terms of Lekioni?
Well, if you start such a project, it's of course important that the connection and the technical works. And in my school, on the other hand, we have to be aware of safety. So those firewalls are an issue, but they are not there to make it impossible for you. They are there to make it safe. And I think that the technical guys at the school or at the government have to find a solution to be both safe, because that's important too, and to let the project go on. Now, this project is going on for 3 years, and I heard during the day a lot of moments where it happened. So it can be done, and let's make sure together that it will be done and that it will be fixed.
And if introducing virtual exchange within your school, do you think there'll be technical barriers? How can we overcome them?
I think there are technical barriers, like every school, but when we find it important enough, then we have to fix it.
And perhaps going back to the teachers, how can we, so in some schools there are individual teachers who've been taking part in eLive, in other schools there have been several teachers. How can we enthuse other colleagues to come on board once the project's over?
Oops, no, sorry. Sorry. I think the most important thing for school is for the teacher not to feel alone. So sometimes when you start with a new project, sometimes people can say, oh, this is Lore's project, for example, or it's maybe the project of a certain department. And I think an important thing is to say that it's a school project and make it meaningful for the school. If you make that, then everybody can understand that it's a project which is important and valuable for the school. Then your colleagues are going maybe to ask you about the project, and you will tell them how you're doing. And the best way, I think, to motivate others is to tell them to participate with you and then see what you're doing. And then this way they might want to participate as well. And when they see the enthusiasm and they see the results and they see the kids who are enjoying the project, then they also want to participate. So at the beginning, it might be just a little drop that is going to expand into an ocean.
Yeah, I was thinking something similar. Once you have someone who is there, to just maybe say them like, come over and see what we're doing, see it for yourself, or maybe even the videos, the things that we have that can show them how it's working, how kids are reacting, that it's not as difficult as it may seem, and telling them like, I'm here if you need anything and you want to give it a try, I'm going to be here to go with you, to support you, and to do it as a group thing in the high school.
And so both of you received support from the eLive project in setting up your exchanges. Diego, I'm wondering, do you think virtual exchange is feasible in a school that would want to embark on such a project? But if the overall Erasmus Plus initiative has ended, does this seem something that's feasible for you in your school or not?
What I've seen today, I said one of the talks that I was here to learn, and what I've seen today is, I think the platform is there. So if the media is there, we can use it. Of course, the important support from eLife, the coaching part, will not be there, and that's a pity. Yeah, but well, in my case, I know who to ask, so I will get help from there, and I think it's a very nice way to get in contact, to get the students in contact with students from abroad, and to work together, and I don't know, in many ways, working together with people from different nationalities and different cultures is something we should encourage for many reasons nowadays. So I think it's very, very important.
In terms of school direction, so if all three stakeholders involved in school direction, is there enough flexibility within the different geographical areas within which you work? I have the feeling personally that perhaps in the Netherlands we have a slightly more flexibility than in France, where I come from, to introduce innovation and new programs. Maybe I'm wrong. But in Spain, in the Basque Country, is this?
Well, in Spain, it's different in each region. Yes, each region has the autonomy to do it differently. I've been talking to Anna before, and there are differences in the way they do it and the way we do it. In our case, it's quite simple to implement something new. Yes, if the management team agrees with it, and usually the management team will work with a team of teachers, and yes, quite simple. If we agree that it's important for the school, we wouldn't get problems from the authorities. So,
and perhaps, do you have advice for other head teachers who want to introduce virtual exchange after? Because in your school, it started with one project and then it scaled up to several projects. So, what advice would you give to stakeholders?
My advice would be hire Maite, but she's already. No, I think we've got a small fire going on right now, and so the enthusiasm is over there. And now if someone new wants to start, the problem is not the technical. All students have laptops, that will be solved. The problem is more how to find another school. And we've got Erasmus coördinatoren, so people that help with Erasmus projects. And I think that they might be able to help language teachers to find a new school. And I also think that we do more exchanges because of the Erasmus finance. And maybe we can make this kind of exchange a part of the bigger real exchange. So maybe that in advance you meet each other, then you see each other in real life, and then you see each other again in the online environment. And I think that it's very powerful, and it is also sustainable. So people will see that, and if you want to have a new Erasmus project, then the culture have to be, then this is a part of the job. This is what belongs to an Erasmus project.
Which brings me on to teacher training, because I think if we're talking about it being part of the job, part of our regular everyday pedagogy and what we're putting into place, that needs to start with teacher training. So, Rick, how could we, integrate this in a sustainable way into teacher training so that when teachers are first in post, this is something they do as they would do a listening exercise? Or
I don't know if I need both microphones. Stereo. Well, for our student teachers, we see it works best if they can apply their knowledge and experiences in real life practice, which means in the schools where they do their internship, for instance. And then it may become complicated, because if they, as a new and beginning teacher, want to propose a new way of dealing with language and culture teaching and learning, this might feel like something that really need to convince the teachers in the schools where they do their internship. And as an individual, that can be complicated, challenging. On the other hand, if they get a chance to work together with the teachers in the school on the challenges that they have, for instance, to develop intercultural competence in their pupils, and that this approach may give good opportunities for the school, then you can get a breakthrough and get really into good innovative developments, which of course works best when you can work with a team of teachers. So the whole foreign languages department, for instance. Sometimes teachers feel like, well, it's not possible for me to change the program because we have our exam program and we have made arrangements with our colleagues, and I cannot just go on my own. On the other hand, the teachers themselves are responsible for the exam program, and as long as they can explain how this works and relates to reaching the final achievement goals, as have been presented today as well, then it's their own responsibility and professionality to create that kind of tasks that are, well, help and support to reach those goals. So as a team, you can really do a lot. And that's what I hope that also is the power of this kind of Erasmus Plus project, that it gives the teams the tools and the support to put that sustainable step forward, which can also continue then once the project and the funding has ended.
And so that's in terms of initial teacher training. Ingrid, how does in-service teacher training work within your community? Is virtual exchange something that could be introduced in training days within your school, or is that organized at a regional level? Or how can we offer, in-service teachers who haven't been trained at universities in virtual exchange? How could we better reach that group?
Well, I have seen, I think 6 years ago in Bart's lessons, that it really does something with the students. So I am enthusiastic. And now it's my job to make my colleagues enthusiastic for this project first. And then we have to make a program for that. And make time, that's the most important thing. But for now, no.
So I'm getting the idea that the keywords are technology, teamwork, time, and pedagogical training. But also today we've seen a lot about frame VR, a lot about low, high immersion. Technology is moving along at a horrible, very fast speed. How can we, what can we put into place to keep technology up to date, but also to keep teachers' digital literacy skills up to date, so that virtual exchanges can, go beyond what they are today and incorporate new technology? The class question for anyone.
I want to reply on Rick, because I think I agree with you that it's almost impossible to let a student from the university come into a school and say, so now I'm going to put on a different project, because that's not the way it goes in the Netherlands. On the other hand, if students on your university meet with students from, for example, the university in Berlin or in Spain or in Valencia, and have some context and do exchange in how we talk about education in the Netherlands and in Spain and in Berlin. If those contacts are there, it's a nice way to bring those contacts in the school as well. So in that way, we can help each other to make the connections become more easy. And as a student, maybe as the university or the high school, it can be a part of the curriculum to invest how teachers in other countries work, and take it with them to the schools. That might be something that can help us.
Mhm.
Want to react?
Yes. We have partly overlapping networks, also international networks, and that we can apply in order to help schools to set up those international connections and collaboration. Yes, definitely so.
Yeah,
And that is an added value for the schools and also for the student teachers and also for their own experience and competencies that they have and can further develop. Most student teachers may have more from their daily life, more or different digital, online, and virtual experiences than some of the experienced teachers in the school, and there also they can teach each other and learn from each other.
Yeah, I was going to answer to the question that Ciara was asking about technology. Moving on, for example, if we wanted to move on to goggles and glasses and those technological devices, we will need funds because those are quite expensive devices for a small school like mine, for example. About digital literacy, we're quite lucky in the Basque Country because teacher training is being offered at a high level in secondary education for all teachers so that we can enhance our digital literacy as well. And internationalization at the moment in the Basque Country is a must, is a goal for the future as well. So we are supported by the Basque government. However, time is a big issue amongst teachers because we already work for many, many hours teaching. And for some people, this is like an added thing. And and I think we have to support those teachers with extra time for them as well so that they can prepare for this. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, I was going to say that as I don't know, maybe it's in Valencia because if you're saying that you're doing like the digital thing, I know that quite recently teachers in Valencia are we've been told that we need to reach a certain level of digitalization, and they are providing lots of courses. So I can't remember the year, all the secondary education teachers have a certificate that shows that their level in digital issues has been reached. So I think from the governments, they are trying to pursue this type of digitalization in secondary and primary education.
So there's never enough time in a round table to talk to everybody and interact on all the topics. So what I'm taking away from this is getting technology into the classrooms. I'm taking away schools working with teacher trainee colleges or education systems to get more dialogue and networking happening and help them look for international partners. Management supporting teachers in terms of the time allocated for preparing the projects. And we had teamwork, thinking about how to work internationally in teams, and also how to sustain the eLive resources so that they can be used over a longer period of time. And we'll be talking about that in tomorrow's meeting, in the consortium meeting. But thanks very much for participating from the different stakeholders' perspectives. Thank you very much.
Yeah.